There's something going on inside the government that's really wrong, and I can't ignore it. I just want to get this data to the world.
It is from kind of his point of view and trying to get inside of his head.
I feel like I'm made to do this, and if I don't do it, then I don't know anybody else that can.
What I've found, and when you have conversations with people about Edward Snowden, it matters less about all the technology, all the policy. You can tell them all the facts about why the mass surveillance is unconstitutional. What they want to know about is, yeah, but him. What about him? What about him as a human being? Can I trust him?
The average test time is 5 hours. If you take more than 8, you will fail.
The Snowden of Oliver Stone's film is a patriot and a tech nerd. Injured out of the army, he becomes a rookie spook, designing a covert communications network against the clock.
Mr. O'Brien? I'm done, sir.
You don't have to tell me when you've completed a stage.
No, I finished the whole thing.
It's been 40 minutes.
38.
What?
38 minutes.
I believe you went to see him in Moscow. And
I did, yeah.
how did you find him? What was that like?
It was really something, you know. I mean, I've been really fortunate in my life that I've gotten to meet a lot of people who I admire a lot. But Edward Snowden's in kind of a whole other category. You know, this is a guy that risked his life to stand up for what he believes in.
I think he appears as himself, doesn't he, at the end of the film?
Spoiler.
Is that right?
Spoiler.
Sorry. Actually, he does a good job as Snowden. But he talks about what he gave up.
He's living in Moscow now, and a lot of his critics like to, you know, kind of use that against him and say, oh, well, then he must be working for the Russians. The truth is, what happened was he went to Hong Kong to hand the information that he took over to a select set of journalists.
The government knows that we have these documents now. The CIA could barge through this door any minute and mute one more time. Act like a journalist and stop stringing us along.
But of course, a lot of people in your country would say he's a traitor and would like to see him stand trial.
Well, anytime someone stands up to a powerful authority throughout history, that powerful authority tries to discredit them. It's a question of government being accountable to the people. You know, whether or not mass surveillance is right or wrong, that's a discussion we can have, and I think there are valid points on both sides.
With roles in blockbusters like Inception and a big Batman film behind him, Gordon-Levitt's on a blue streak. Did his agent warn him a controversial Oliver Stone movie might not be a smart career move?
How do I drop you without gravity? There were definitely people that said that to me. You know, they said just kind of what you're saying. There's a controversial figure. He's polarizing in the United States. You have to think about the commercial viability of your career. And I don't think those people are wrong. But I don't know, I couldn't make my decisions based on that kind of thinking.
A lot of my friends that I speak to are very concerned about the fact that we give away so much information about ourselves very freely, but we don't think about what the consequences of that might be and how much power we're giving to someone else.
Actor Emma Watson and others debate oversharing and the relationship between technology and democracy in online productions made by Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I tend to be really optimistic about technology. And I tend to think, you know, the internet, it provides us so much information, so much connection from person to person. That's a great thing. I never really stopped for a moment to think about any of the potential pitfalls that this new technology might have.
The Snowden film's a cautionary tale about those pitfalls.
Most Americans don't want freedom. They want security. It's a simple bargain. Good girl, good girl. If you want to play with all the new toys...
And incidentally supplies the very real pleasure of Rhys Ifans, yes, that's who it is, chewing the scenery as a Machiavelli of American spycraft.
Where's the modern battlefield, soldier?
Everywhere.